have coming up? What you got happening?
Hey, Avotcja. It's Cynthia Tom, and I've actually got a art exhibition coming up, a group art exhibition of women, and it's called A Place of Her Own. And I have with me one of our students, because the exhibition is the end of 4 months of hard work for healing from trauma. And one of the students is with me, Julie Andersen. Hey, Julie.
Hello.
She's actually gone through our program twice. And so what we have is on May 12th, it's a Saturday, there's an opening from 2 to 5. And this is a really unusual, special venue. It's called J-Sei, and that's spelled J-SEI. It's a community center, and it's at 1285 66th Street in Emeryville. So it's near 66th and Hollis. It's called J-Sei, again, J-SEI. I walked into that space a year ago looking for a special place to show a place of our own art. And I started crying when I walked in there. It surprised me, and I got goosebumps on my arms. There's just something really special about that place. But the artwork is all made out of found objects. We've got 20 artists, 20 women artists who've gone through this program, either in the years past or just very recently. We have 12 new students, and they're guided by other women who've gone through the program. And we actually look at, in the beginning, we look at their hungry ghosts. So we ask them to talk about and think about family patterns, negative family patterns that we all buy into over the years. And we start to look at them in order to release them and break free of them. We also look at beliefs that hold you back. And then we work towards aspirations. And then for this art exhibition, they have to answer the question, if you had a place of your own, what would it be? And that seems like an easy question to answer, but it's been very hard to walk them through it.
Sorry, that didn't go down the air, so believe me, it was hit the cue button by accident. So let's talk about you, and what is this program, and what does it mean to you?
For me, Julie Andersen, one of the wonderful things about the program, I'm a curator, and I'm not formally trained in art. I allow other people to have their art, and I have spaces for them. So for me to enter into this space and be able to create from my intuition was amazing. So, and to go through patterning based on who I am in any given place or time is really quite an amazing experience for me. I don't know. So for me, the process right now as my place expands out is more about finding my inner guide, and because my space right now, I don't know where I'm going to be living in the next 6 months, and my life has been up and down with.
It's been all about family.
Yeah, it's been all about family.
And a place of our own.
I'm sorry, talking to the mic when you're talking, Cynthia.
Okay. A place of our own actually forces you to focus on yourself. And we ask women a lot of deep questions. We have group discussions. And just really quickly, again, my name is Cynthia Tom, and I fell into doing this project, A Place of Our Own, through my own art practice. I'm a visual artist. I do a lot of surrealism. I've been painting for probably 25 years and doing large art installations. And for some reason, since day one, my work always focused on women and trying to give them, I guess, trying to inspire women to own their power and to rise up and take ownership of who they are and not apologize for anything. Because one thing we do with A Place of Our Own is we try to unravel all those things that we're taught as women, that we're second class, that we're there to serve everybody else, that everybody else is more important. I'm Chinese American, and in China, women are still second class. The women are the girls are the ones in the orphanages, not the boys. The boys are treasured. So I had to unravel all that. And through my journey, I came up with ways to uncover family patterns. One of my biggest inspirations is Sylvia LaFair, who has been working with corporate to unravel family patterns. And she says what happens at the dining table happens at the corporate conference table. So anyway, that's kind of where a place grew out of. And now it's a 6-month program. 4 months of it is working hard to, like Julie did, unravel patterns that we turned into habits, things that we do every day that hurt ourselves or block ourselves and keep us from being the strong leaders that we can be. So this art exhibition, all the artists created work for this show. They're still making it, even though we're opening on May 12th. And then there's art statements next to these art pieces that tell the story, their process, so you can actually learn their process. And then we actually have workstations where you can actually go through some of these art processes. Like one is beliefs that hold you back. We actually have you write your beliefs on some rocks, and then we ask you to carry them around with you for a week or two, and then have discussions with people around you to say what that felt like. We also show you how to do the family mapping and the dysfunctional patterns. So this is all happening again May 12th through June 24th. There's about 5 events during that time. May 12th again is the opening at J-Sei. And if you want to know more, actually we have a pretty in-depth website because we've been doing this since 2009. It's aplaceofherown.org. And if you go there, all the information is on it. Again, aplaceofherown.org. And Jill, why don't you talk about what epiphanies you had with the love letters? We do a project called Love Letters to Myself.
Well, the love letters, so the transformation is, I think, coming from a perspective of trauma and going through your patterning, and writing down your family histories, and then going from that where you're looking at some of the unconscious patternings, and then acceptance just by acknowledgement, and then all of a sudden going into this transformation where you're supposed to be writing love letters to yourself,
Your child.
and your child,
Your inner child.
your inner child. And it's pretty amazing, because sometimes when you're coming from a traumatic perspective, you're so used to getting stuck in patterns, or this should have been different, and as opposed to going into a transformation from just acceptance and not trying to fix anything, and just kind of acknowledging yourself and writing a love letter to yourself, and then creating artwork as a transformational place from positivity that has to do with yourself. It's just a beautiful process, and the amount of support in the process of this 4 months is amazing. And it's kind of a stretch. It goes from looking at your hungry ghosts to coming out to this place of your own, which is unique and creative and yours, and you don't have to apologize for anything, and that's really an amazing process, and should be supported. And come on out and see the artwork. The other thing I want to say, as a curator, I've been so blown away over the past years of going to these art openings between the Hungry Ghost and the Place of Her Own, and the art that's coming out of these women is profound. It's just beautiful and amazing, and
they're none. I'd say at least half to 3/4 of them have absolutely no art training at all, and even half of them have never made art before. And it's, thank goodness, we have some cool art instructors that have done this before, and they're not schooled either. They're found object art instructors: Chris Matos, Reiko Fuji, Manon Brogard-Wada, Maggie Yee, Natalie Sacramento, and Irene Wabawa. And so I'm just grateful that they come and help with the program. We're totally grassroots. I do a lot of this for free, not on purpose, but it's hard to raise money for something that's mental health and art related. So if anybody has any ideas, go to the website and send me some ideas where to get funding. San Francisco Arts Commission funds the program. California Arts Council is funding the exhibition part. And there's a wonderful organization, Pacific Asian American Women Bay Area Coalition, that gives us a little bit of money each time, and Do a Little Foundation's new for us. So what Jilly was talking about, all these different works, all these different projects that we do, basically A Place of Our Own is four phases. The first one is the toughest, and it's exploring your hungry ghost. So that's where we look at the family patterns and the beliefs that hold you back. Then the second phase is releasing your hungry ghost. So we give you art making as a style of meditation. So we actually do love letters to myself, and that's you saying wonderful things to yourself as your little child, your inner child, I guess, for lack of a better term, where you say things that you wish adults would have said to you and would have made a difference to who you are now. You go back in and reparent yourself, basically. And then we actually write aspirations. We have people embroider their aspirations on little tiny pillows and talk about meditating on you. That takes your focused attention on your aspiration and what's important to you. And then we use found objects, and thank God we get to go to Scrap and East Bay Depot, and I teach the women to be attracted and like what they like, and gather found objects. Pay attention to what interests you, and that's a way to honor your thought process and your intuition. And then with all the art instructors I just named, we help people put it together into art pieces and help them write about it. And that's what this show's all about, A Place of Our Own. Again, opening May 12th.
Wow. What happens when one of those hungry ghosts is more than you or the person who uncovers it can handle?
We definitely have a few therapists lined up if they don't already have their own therapists, because we are not therapists. We're artists who have trauma in our backgrounds, and we just give people ways to think about their lives, but we definitely recommend seeing a formal therapist. The other thing that we emphasize is your family patterns is not to blame your families, but to look back at where it got twisted. And we're talking about colonization, forced migration, war, extreme discrimination. If your family developed coping mechanisms, but unquestioned, as they hand them down through the generations, they can cause havoc and be twisted and turn into domestic violence and sexual violence and low self-esteem. But a lot of this just has its roots in colonization or forced migration, slavery. So we come at it with that perspective.
And I'm sorry, you were ready to say something?
Yeah, and I just want to say the other thing that's really wonderful about the program, because it takes place over 4 months, and there's a spiritual basis that allows for the healing to take place. Kind of, a lot of people don't know exactly what they're getting themselves into, and then it kind of goes slow. So, and healing is kind of interesting. I believe that you heal at the rate that your psyche allows you to. So here, like, this time around, in my perspective, my patterning I could see in my family was a lot of codependency based on addictions and mental illness. And I never saw that before. And it was such a profound thing to see, and to see how it's playing out in my life almost on a daily basis now. And not to try to fix it, but to almost just kind of be like, wow, I do that, and I do that. And then to create art and to do writings like the love letters, and I think also the other piece about this that's so beautiful is going back and forth. Instead of cutting out these dark sides, is to almost accept it and to play with it and create art out of it and to turn it around to an asset. And I think that's one of the reasons why I haven't seen a lot of people are unsettled, but they're creating art and beauty from the unsettling.
That's a nice way to put it. That's beautiful. You took away one of the questions I was getting ready to ask. So give the who, what, where, why, and when about the exhibit again.
Okay. So the A Place of Our Own art exhibit takes place May through June. The opening day is Saturday, May 12th from 2 to 5. The venue is J-Sei. It's J-SEI, as in Nisei Sansei, Japanese. And it's located at 1285 66th Street in Emeryville. And it's near Hollis. And then there's other events, and the best place to go right now to find out about the events is to go to aplaceofourown.org, our website. Again, aplaceofourown.org. And we're available to answer any questions. But again, the opening, May 12th, Saturday, 2 to 5.
Okay, for those folks who are not on the web, is there a phone number so they can contact you?
Sure, it's 415-722-4296. Again, 415-722-4296. And again, my name is Cynthia Tom, and I'll be the one answering that phone. And again, it's A Place of Our Own.
Well, I want to thank you both for coming on down. Anything that we didn't touch on that you want to say before we end this conversation? I see the great conferences going on over here, so.
Oh, so the other events are the Artist Talk, where the artists will actually stand in front of their work and share their process with you, is June 3rd, 2 to 4. And the closing celebration, June 24th, Sunday, 12 to 3. And again, and we're on Facebook as well. A Place of Our Own is on Facebook.
Okay, so the who, what, where, and one more time?
Okay, A Place of Our Own art exhibition opens Saturday, May 12th from 2 to 5 p.m. Come out and meet the artists. And the location is called J-Sei, J-SEI. It's a community center. Here's the address. 1285 66th Street in Emeryville. And that's near Hollis. Again, 1285 66th Street in Emeryville, May 12th, 2 to 5.
All right. Well, it sounds like a nice, healthy way to get rid of those traumatizing ghosts that I think everybody on the planet has.
Yes.
Whether they want to admit it or not. But once again, I want to thank you for coming on down. And I want to get back into some more music. This is a new album that I just got my hands on. They call themselves the OKB Trio because they made up Oscar Perez.